What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Coda's Colognes. Today we are going to be looking at, smelling, and reviewing the new Polo Red Parfum. It is not a brand new release, but it is a new 2023 release. Let's get into it. Alright, now, first things first, got to start off with a spray. Get that settling down. Alright, so as this cologne starts to dry down, I'll go ahead and hit some of the notes for you. This one right here has an opening note of blood orange, bergamot, and pink pepper. The middle notes dry down into a lavender and orris, and the base notes will go further down to a musky cedar. So as this is drying down, we'll go ahead and go over the bottle. Alrighty, we got y'all flipped around here now. So I went ahead and picked up the gift set, just because for the price of it, you basically get this one for free. So I ordered this on a pre-order sale right after it, shortly after it was released, and they were doing, I think, a 20% off at the time. So this standard bottle right here, this is a 100 ml bottle. These normally run you somewhere between 100 and 115. I'm not real sure about if you can find these on this specific one on discounters yet. We'll just go ahead and get into that a little bit. So the bottle is just your normal Ralph Lauren bottle. This is like the throwback to their traditional Polo red, blue, and green. So they kind of kept, I know on some of the Polo blues they started changing the bottles up a little bit, and on some of the Polo blacks they started changing the bottles up a little bit. But this one kept that classic, timey, just good feel bottle. Gunmetal gray cap though. It's actually a very nice cap. It's metal, so it is not magnetized. So this is a clip-on cap. For those of you that are wondering, here's the batch number. Focus. The batch number is 38W002Y. Just for those of you specifically wondering which one I got. Now, as I try to do in every video, I'll go ahead and show you the atomizer on this one. And it works very well. To me, that is a very good one. This duo right here, I think, ran me $84 for the pair, so that's not too awful. But I'm gonna go ahead and flip y'all back around real quick. Set that down. Alright, got everything flipped back around now. So as this is drying down a little bit, I'm getting a real like citrusy, musky, woody kind of smell. Like most red smells tend to be more of like a musky, amber, and that's actually exactly what I'm getting here. It's on my skin, a lot of the woodsy, musky, amber stuff comes through. When you first spray it, you're kind of hit with like an almost overwhelming amount of citrus. But as that starts to dry down a little bit, that blood orange starts to soften up a little bit. Some of that lavender starts to pull through a little bit, and it starts to become like a very woody sweet, but it's very nicely done. It's a very nice woody sweet. Alright, so let's get into the projection of this Polo Red. This one would probably project maybe a foot and a half. Most parfums that I've noticed doesn't really project very strongly, but where these excel, specifically this one, is the sillage, or as me and a couple of my friends like to call it, the smell trail. And that, because you just leaving trails of where you've been going everywhere. So the sillage on this is actually very good. My wife lost me in Walmart the other day, and she said she was able to find me because she just stuck her nose up and started smelling around. So yeah, the sillage is very good on this. The longevity of this cologne so far, the few times that I've worn it, I normally get somewhere between 4 and 6 hours on this before it dials back to where it's just a skin smell. So, and what I mean by just a skin smell is normally the projection in the sillage, normally after about 4 hours, that softens down to where, unless you're standing right up against me or basically smelling me directly, you're probably not going to get too strong of a pickup from these right here. But with that being said, as I've stated in one of my other videos, where I work, I can kind of freshen up a little bit through the day. So normally anywhere from 5 to 7 sprays of this gets me through an entire 8-hour day, and normally after my freshen up, I'll layer the cologne on top of itself. Normally that holds over until the evening time. Anytime you wanted to do something like that, this hands down could very easily be an all-day cologne. And this could be a night fragrance as well. Some people might not agree with this one. I kind of feel like this could be a date fragrance. This could be maybe not like a night on the town fragrance. I don't think it has enough punch quite for that, but I feel like this would be a good date fragrance. Wearing it in the summer, I would not overkill it. If you put too much of this on in the summer, it might be a little overbearing for the people that's around you. And so what we're going to do now is I'm going to shut the camera off. We're going to wait a little bit. We're going to let this dry all the way down. As I learned doing my Phantom review, sometimes you got to wait a little bit longer. This cologne does seem to dry down very quickly. It seems to get to the base notes in a hurry, which is never a bad thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shut the camera off, and I will see y'all here in a little bit. Alrighty, and we are back. And it's been about 30 minutes. I don't think it's really going to dry down any more than it already has. But with that being said, after the 30-minute mark, you are left with a very sweet, woody, musky type of smell. But it's also very good. Like it's a very pleasant smell. This one might be one that I could say is my favorite Polo cologne right now, and I could highly recommend this to anyone. Yeah, I think this cologne is going to do very well. So with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and do my final wrap-ups here. I was poking around online. I checked a couple discounter sites. I can't seem to find this on discounter sites quite yet. If I'm not mistaken, this came out at the end of January, early February. So yeah, if you're someone who loves like a red, sweet, woody fragrances, you might go ahead and pick this up now. If you're someone who doesn't love like the more of the musky, the sweet, the woody with some of that lavender in there, it's not something that's just gonna knock your socks off. Like it's blended very well. It's a very smooth cologne. So yeah, like I said, if you can catch these on sale and get both bottles for 90-ish bucks, that's not too bad of a buy. But if you're someone who hasn't traditionally liked Polo Red in the past, but you want to try this one, I would wait for it to go to a discounter or something like that first. Or if this one might be for you, go get a sampler somewhere. Facebook has a lot of different fragrance groups. You can buy a lot of samplers, testers, and decants on there for half, sometimes even a third of the price that you can retail. So that might be the avenue that you go if that's something you want to do. So I have rambled on long enough. I'm going to go ahead and show you this bottle one last time. Get in there nice and good. That way you can see how much I've worn. I've worn this 5 times maybe, somewhere in there. It just took a little while for me to get to review it. Before I forget, I do think I misspoke on something. This bottle right here, this is not a 100 ml bottle. This is a 125. So I misspoke on that earlier. That's my bad. Alright, so that is going to wrap up today's video. As always, leave me something in the comments. Let me know what you're thinking about the video so far. Let me know if there's some colognes you want me to unbox, review, and perfumes as well. My wife's got a few perfumes coming in. I think I'm going to go ahead and try to do those as well. May try to get her on to review them with me. But yeah, any sort of feedback is always appreciated. But with that being said, y'all have a wonderful day, and we'll see you next time.